Hello and welcome. You're watching DBTV and your own show Goinkaracho Awaz. Today with us we have Trajan De Mello, a veteran in politics who has been a face of various political parties in Goa and at the same time a social activist and currently who is engaged with his very old organization Lokansa Aadhar. Welcome to the show, Trajan. Firstly, since you have been into politics, you know Goa's politics for such a long time. You have watched it, you have been a person who has been speaking about it, you have been a part of it. What do you think and what do you make of the current dispensation? I mean, with Manohar Parrikar being ill and there are so many claims and counterclaims.
Manohar Parrikar being ill is one part of it. The question is, the administration has come to a standstill to the common man. I as a common man today, if I have to approach the Chief Minister, I can. A Chief Minister is there who is always accessible to the people. For the last 6-7 months it is difficult for his ministers to get access to him. And the ministers are coming and record that the administration has come to a standstill. So what can you say about this government? Definitely it has come to a standstill. The progress rate that should go ahead, it has staggered by the one man. And there is nobody seems to be replacing him, or there are many to replace him, and he is not prepared to give up. Because there is a saying in Konkani, Melare Fadlan Kaun Marana. There has to be somebody, but the way he is clinging to it, he has also, it has affected his whole image that was there all these years. But he as a man, he has proved to himself that he is a man to have power at any cost.
So, exactly as you were saying, I wanted to ask you about that. Do you think that has affected not just his personal image as a man who made BJP in the state, but also the party in power right now?
He has almost got the party to its lowest, much lesser than what it was before he was even joined. That is the position yesterday. And therefore they are in a, they do not know what steps to take.
So do you think that this government which is right now functioning, I mean, as you say, there's no government functioning, there's a collapse of administration. But in this situation, how do you see the alliance partners, because there are claims and counterclaims again?
Alliance partners have made it become very clear that they are there for their personal benefit. There is no public interest involved at all. This can be seen very, very clearly. So they say we are not here because of self-interest. Then what is the interest? If the government administration collapses and the common man is affected, so you are there for what? I have yesterday made a statement. They are making charges against each other. The one who makes the charge that you are being blackmailed, I said, you walk out from there. You are a GC group. Or were you also formed to blackmail? So both are blackmailing and trying to get their pound of flesh. It is like that.
So you're saying right now, whatever is there, this is not an alliance, but
it is a togetherness to loot, if you ask me.
So indirectly, are you saying it's the greed of power?
What indirectly? I'm saying directly. There is nothing indirect here. MGP is actually making some change in, give it to us. The others are not just quiet. No, let it be as it is.
The way it is going on.
The way it is going on. That is another worst part of it. MGP is coming on record. I am not saying what they are doing is right. I am not justifying what they are doing. They are saying, give it to somebody, no?
So, on that point, when you're saying that MGP at least is making, so the other alliance partner as a party is Goa Forward, and
no, there are 6. I don't look at Goa Forward alone now, unless they disband the GC.
Yes, I will take that, but then your last stint into any political party was that you were the vice president of Goa Forward Party, and you resigned from it recently. You stated the reason as harassment of the FDA official. So, do you really think that Goa Forward as a party has failed the people of Goa?
It's not failing, is a very light word. They're betraying and going all hell bent to betray the people of Goa. Let me tell you, they came into power first of all, when I was not the part of them. But I felt at that point of time, though being in the Congress, And I've come on record when I was in the Congress itself that Congress did the biggest blunder by not having an alliance with them. They spoke about river Niger, we'll never allow. They spoke about the coal hub. They spoke about Mopa airport. They spoke about the regional plan which they themselves are now using it to loot and nothing else. So where is the question? What is that they had promised? You promised a statue of Dr. Jack Sigera, late Dr. Jack. Where is it? You are playing with the narratives and trying to fool the people of Goa. Goa ke log Ajib hai sent by Pandit Jal. They will learn a lesson of their lives.
So before I get into that, but you resigned on the issue of formalin, very specifically, and the FDA officer Harris.
Two things going together. I can understand you are looting, you are robbing, but at the cost of the risk of the people's lives, it's serious. And then the woman who brings out this, for which the whole government is dancing upright and down to try to put it in order, she gets persecuted. My question is, if this disclosure or this exposure that was made by Eva, if it was made by the director of food in that place as a Sardasai, the government would have proposed to give her a Puraskar that she brought out something. But here, because Eva is not a Sardasai, she is an Eva, she suffers.
So this is all at the same time religious and caste politics.
I am not talking of religious, I am not talking of caste politics, I am talking of high connected people. She claims to be highly connected, the director. And she's, via action, she's proving it so. You see, she's on record that the main suspect calls up the director and director wants to speak to her through his phone. What is this? And suddenly permissible limits come. And the organization that was brought from Delhi, that FSAI something, they made it very clear. There is nothing such known as permissible limits. So apart from all that, why the persecution? Is my question. That brought it to my peak. And let me tell you, I wrote a very categorical letter to the party president. And I waited for 5 days. I did not even receive an acknowledgement. And that was by the grace of God, I believe. Because had he to give me an acknowledgement and say that let us discuss it later, it would have gone under the shelf. I would have also had to keep quiet. But there is a divine intervention in every scenario. When you start fooling the whole world, you can fool them for some time, not all the time. And I became the man to bring it out.
So, while you attack the party president, before I speak on to him, this issue of formalin itself, if we speak about, because this is still continuing and the court is hearing it, the two ministers of the same cabinet are, one is saying I will bring in the lab and then until then let the imports continue, but the other minister says no, let there be a fish ban until the lab is set up. How much, I mean, you are part of Goa Forward, and Goa Forward is there have been clear allegations that Vijay Sardesai and the Wholesaler Association President Ibrahim Maulana are very closely linked. You are an insider. What is the truth?
I be an insider, I was never involved in this type of thing. Let me be very clear. But after I wrote to him, and he was not prepared to acknowledge, neither give an explanation, was asking for too much. Even an acknowledgement was going to prove that he is hell-bent that he is involved in it to defend it. And he was not prepared to give any explanation. See, it is not that you said that one minister says, I'll get a lab, the other minister says, that is Vijay Sardesai says that till the lab comes, it should be banned. No, he didn't say that. He corrected after I made a statement. In the presence of Suresh Prabhu, when Suresh Prabhu said that is the last order, you were silent. It was I who said that if the lad, he used the word if, is the lad going to come back in, come in 24 hours? Where is the question? If it does not come in, if it is going to be delayed, did he dream by any stretch of imagination that it would be just brought and lifted and kept it here? But tell me, what is the use of that lab is my question. What is the use of that lab? There have to be people to test, no? With the state of EVA facing, will there be any officer in Goa have the courage to give out the factual test?
So you're saying two things. One is Vijay Sardesai directly having involvement into this whole formalin scandal issue problem that Goans are facing. The other one, you're saying that it is the Sardesai link that is pressurizing EVA, and there has been harassment on EVA straight.
She has gone before the, I am not saying any harassment, she has gone before the human rights. Have you heard of an officer going to the Human Rights Commission? She has gone before that and she has made valid charges. And when a date has been given, 1 month time for the director to reply, she is asking for more time. What games are you playing? So extend the persecution. You are a director, you know what you have done. She is your officer junior, she has made some charge. At least a preliminary reply you give to her and say that I require further time to give further clarification. But you just ask for a date, and Human Rights Commission has also not agreed to her 1 month date. That itself is a slap on her. So, and let me tell you about Vijay Sardesai getting involved. He himself has come in. So what is that if he comes to me? They all rush to him first. And he came on record to say that this test will come, you will see the report coming. As I will tell you, if a thorough probe is taking place, all phone calls are recorded, you will see the criminal activities that took place to try to suppress this. It is only EVA. I tell you, if any other officer was in her place, that report would have been gone and we would have been continuing to eat the formalin fish.
Without knowing. Yes. There's direct involvement. There's one specific point that you made even in your resignation letter, that this party is nothing but instead of Goenkar and Goenkar point, you said it's footing and footing point. What makes you claim? Have I said a lie just now? I told you so many promises are made. Tell them to show one promise that they have done for in the interest of Goenkar point. One. I gave you 4 or 5 just now, often. They told about river navigation, let it go. They spoke about the coal hub, it is going on. They spoke about Mopa airport, it is going on. The very regional plan is sitting on it. So what is that? Goenkar point. EVA is getting persecuted, she is also a Goan. Apart from whatever faith she belongs to, she is being persecuted. You are sitting quiet, you are fighting for Goan. There was a fisheries director, she was removed. For what? What was the charge against her? So you remove all top officers, good officers, and then today he is on record now to say that the bureaucracy, this is happening because the lack in administration is because of the insensitiveness of the bureaucrats. Have you read it? I would like to tell him that any illegality sought by any minister, it is the duty of the bureaucrat to be insensitive to it. What do you expect them to do? Fall in your line? So you are saying to even put all these things in a wrong direction, the party or the ministers concerned are trying to even pressurize the bureaucrats, and therefore the statement that the bureaucrats are insensitive.
Why should they be insensitive? They are also human beings. Definitely if you are going to bring something illegal before them, what do you expect them to be oversensitive?
But at the same time, being a part of the NDA government, NDA, and then an alliance partner here, there's always this projection of development when it comes to new bridges coming up, the roads being widened, and so all these things which are shown as development. What do you make of this?
Development takes place also in president's rule. Better development takes place in president's rule. Develop is just one aspect of it. What is development? If you do today 100 meters of road, let me put it. If I am the chief minister, I could do 200. But the question is, how is the common man benefited? Has the infrastructure in Goa reached to a point to say that everybody is happy? No. And it will not get happy. Let me be very clear. That's a continuous process. But by saying one bridge is coming up and some road is being extended, you see, and you keep on talking about greenery and all that nonsense, doesn't work. You see, he is showing so much of interest in the mining area. He is fishing in troubled waters. He goes to Delhi and hands him over a note. 2 days prior he was here. He could have sent it. You did here. So what are a drama and natak you are doing? And right enough, he had also made a statement that if required, I will call you all this. I am sure the union minister have told him, you please go home. We have got our party people who will sit down with and we will decide. And that is exactly what is happening. Now I am coming to the exact dramatic situation what he is doing. What minister is he? He is an agriculture minister. We have to help the dependents, no doubt. There is also a cry from the farmers in that area to say that a paddy field because of mining has been ruined. As an agriculture minister, has he met them? So you are playing to vote banks, Goenkar Pond. Now you are trying to help those poor fellows, those mining belts who are affected. They are sharp. They want anybody's help right now. They cannot reject anybody's help. They are in that situation. And I believe they should be helped. But I am talking of the ethics of an agriculture minister. There is another section there who says the paddy fields are ruined. Have you met them? So what are you talking? I bet this, organic, all. You don't make people fools. And people have recognized that he is a footing point. And I will tell you, these people have accepted it.
So you are saying between last year when you joined the party to now, what, I mean, you joined because Goa Forward...
There was a hope. No? There was a hope. The people of Goa, if he bluffed the people of Goa, they gave them hope. That is how they got re-elected. And he has done exactly the opposite, not U-turn. I don't know what turn you call it. You know the jalebi turn we have? Not 1 and 2, just keep on turning. It was disastrous to continue there. I have never lived in such circumstances. I have been open, whether I have been in the Congress or been any political party for that matter. I have not accepted. In fact, I have always fought the government. But here when you start, I can understand out of 5, you have done 2, there is still more time. Okay. Show me one that you have done. That coconut tree was not done by him, it was done by Parrikar himself. So that was another clash between him and Arlekar and Parsekar. That was the point. Not this fellow has got anything.
So how do you see now when you're saying that this party is all about footing and footing point? Do you see that the people will revolt against Goa Forward in the by-elections, or even if, as you're saying, you know,
they don't have to revolt against. They just ignore them. What he says, that the bureaucrats are insensitive. The people of Goa will not consider that they are existing. Where is the best of revolt? You revolt against who? Somebody strong, try and put your fight. There is no fight here.
Okay. You're saying the party is going weak as
not going.
It's already become.
Yeah, that's why he is the only person who is of a dissolution and a while and a press election. Why? He is the only person. Yesterday also is record. Nobody wants the by-election. Fair enough. Every MLA will not want it. But there are other alliance partners. MLAs will go. There are many MLAs who go. So we have come here to serve people. If you are in public interest, why are you staying in this khichdi where even the level of the bureau, you are got record to say that the bureaucrat is insensitive to you. Okay. So where is your value as a minister?
But while you say all this, there has been a counter allegation against you that you are, trying to see greener pastures and probably intending to go to Congress.
I will have a lot of intentions. You have to see my actions. My actions don't betray what I am talking. And it has never betrayed. I may have gone to a lot of parties. So what? Have I betrayed the people? I have not. Definitely, if I am not happy, I am not a slave of any political party. I will not be there. Now I will ask you where I left. I didn't leave the Congress. I was thrown out from the Congress. Are you getting what I am trying to say? I left the NCP and went. I didn't go alone. I took the whole group. Why? So that there should not be a division of. I have done it in interest of people, not for my personal interest. I have not been elected and then betrayed the people.
So you are saying that your actions are for the people,
Tell me
and
it is not.
and not for any political
No,
gain.
tell me what is the political gain I have got till today? I have not gained. Politically, I have not gained.
So you were part of the Congress during the elections also, and you are, as you said, you clearly, I mean, you openly had stated that it was a blunder that the Congress did by not.
It was not a blunder. I said the fixing on that took place.
Not to go with the Goa forward.
Not to go with the Goa forward. I said it at that point of time. But today now it appears that they were wiser than me. I will admit it. I will admit it.
So you acknowledge that it was a wiser decision then by the Congress not to have
I
an
the Congress
alliance.
also has come on record by saying that. And I will not say that I was right. How can I say if I was right when this is happening here now? I would be stupid if I try to just stick to my argument.
To go one step ahead, now there are two Congress MLAs who have resigned and have gone into the BJP. One of them has been a former GPCC president who has worked along with you during elections too. So, what do you make of the Congress's current status?
See, by 2 people going or 3 people coming in does not give you any message of the strength of a political party. That can happen to anyone. That is the greed of those people. Now let me tell you, when Sopde was given the ticket, I was the first fellow to speak openly against it. How you get a BJP man here and give when there are 4 strong candidates are there? Pramod Khalap was there, the Sangeeta Parab was there, or her son, whatever it is. Desh Prabhu was there, that Babi Bakhtar was there. There are such staunch fellows and you suddenly give him the ticket. So, what I am trying to tell you, when you do such type of error, what is Subhash Shudodkar? Subhash Shudodkar had earlier gone to BJP, not a big thing, and come back. Now that land that has been sold has become open now for what he has gone. Now how can you keep him? Now how do you weaken up tomorrow, suppose 2 BJP, Goa Forward Party MLAs go? You cannot, based on those 2 MLAs going, that the party has become.
But then do you think that Congress is still strong to even...
I tell you, there is going to be a dissolution today. Congress will cross 25 seats without even anybody is being put up. That much is the anger of people. It is not the strength of the Congress, let me put it that way. The anger of people is so much.
But at the same time, you are also on record that the leadership within the Congress could not have consensus to even have their own CM candidate.
That was at that point of time.
But
I also was revolting on that, no?
So, do you think that the Congress still has a CM candidate possible for them?
Yeah. Now they have understood the lesson the hard way. When you learn it the hard way, everybody will fall in line.
So, while Goa's...
See, there was, I'll tell you, there what happened was nothing. They would have got a leader, they would have got a CM. They relied on the Goa Forward. They relied on the Goa Forward. Like, let us concede to what they are saying, you know. When he has come on record to say that he was talking to Parikar Vajpayee before the counting of votes. So you can imagine the intent of betrayal. It has not circumstances are not put in that stuff. Your intent of betrayal was preconceived. And you have just told people, Are, he's gone on record to say those who support indirectly or directly, they will be cursed, their families and the children will be cursed. I only pray to God that that curse does not return back to him.
So, while you say that it was intentional and everything.
I am not saying it. He has proved it.
Yes. Yeah. So, will Prajan De Melo in the by-elections, or if there's a dissolution and elections come up, which side will Prajan De Melo be and which party will be?
See, first of all, I made it very clear. I don't know what is coming tomorrow, and that has been my life. I never, anytime preconceived I would leave a party. There have been issues on the spur of the moment. As of today, let me make it very clear, I am not interested in electoral politics. Now your question, where I will be, is a big $1 million question. Would I support a party? I have a choice of supporting candidates in different places. I will take a call at that point of time. But definitely, I will see that the parties that have betrayed the people of Goa, I will work with.
last question, using the very famous phrase, will there be a Ghar Wapsi to Congress again by Trajan de Mello?
This Ghar Wapsi, I don't understand. Again, I told you, I will go on issues and policies. First of all, let me be very clear. As of now, if you ask me, I could have joined it now also. I could have joined today. You have a doubt that I will not be accepted? I'm asking whether you have a doubt.
I mean, it's for Trajan de Mello to ultimately answer whether he is going to be joining or
my
not.
question is, that's what I told you, I will stay in a situation where I can even point out the weaknesses of the Congress where they are. I'm not here to butter any political party. Why should I? I made in fact, to be very honest, I was telling him I'm not joining. I would start at that point of time. I want to work on the Raghava. He said, no, we'll get together, work some Goenka, we have to do it and all. And I believed it. Why should I not believe it in the beginning? Till that Jack Sikera statue thing came up, we were all in that mode. And his image was quite, the image of the party that Vijay Sardesai is taking it forward was there. But when the TCP came and the PDAs came and oh my God, it became a disaster.
So, since we are running out of time, the statement that I'm still waiting to hear from you, are you going to be joining Congress back again?
See, what I will do tomorrow, I really don't know. That's a fact of life for everyone. It is not something what I am trying to avoid a question. No, I have lived that way. I have never known that I would have resigned. Never. It was never a preconceived idea.
So, Trajan de Mello has kept
I was
his
unhappy.
options, and he still keeps his options open.
Options are open for me to fight for the people of both.
Okay. On that note, I thank you for joining us on Goenkaratso Awaaz, and viewers, thank you for tuning into DBTV, and for all the latest news and more interviews, keep watching Goenkaratso Awaaz on DBTV.